My name is Richmond. I'm with the ABBA RPC, and I work with the Health Research Unit of the Ghana Health Service. In Ghana, we decided to look at the AIDS orphans and vulnerable children, and that is work we have done for quite a while now, and we're hoping that it will culminate in a dissemination and documentary or docudrama that we hope to come up with, which will tell the human story of an AIDS orphan and vulnerable child in Ghana.
And what are you hoping that communication tool will achieve that other things couldn't achieve?
Well, what we have noticed, and like I presented, most researchers would rather wait to have a final report to disseminate, and hopefully that should lead into policy making. But what we have noticed as a unit is over the years, this hasn't really been used in effective policy making. What we tried to do was, over the period of our research, especially with that of the orphans and vulnerable children, we did a lot of meetings with all the stakeholders, be it policymakers, end users, heads of orphanages, and persons living with HIV/AIDS. Now, along the line, like I said, we had impacted a lot of these organizations, and there have been actions that have already started, and we are hoping that by the time we come up with our so-called final report, things would have been in place, and that is what we call the process of policy making, and not an end result or not an end product where you just want policymaker to take your results and go and do something. We would rather they think through all of it with us. So throughout the research process, we engage them, and not only policymakers, because I think policy is made by the people who were studying themselves, because they are the people who should advocate for themselves beyond us leaving the community. And that is what we aimed at doing, and we hope we'll be able to achieve. Beyond our units leaving the region in which we did the study, we're hoping that these groups, be it the persons living with HIV/AIDS, orphanages, organizations working with these orphanages, with the results or the outcomes, should be able to advocate for themselves what should be used, what should be done for them and the orphans and vulnerable children. Now, for the piece of work we have done, we're hoping that this should be a wake-up call for all organizations and persons and individuals working with orphans and vulnerable children in Ghana. We are hoping that this docudrama that we're going to produce should be able to tell people, really, this is the situation, and that we thought otherwise. We live in a community where most people think an orphan is not somebody who is vulnerable. Why? Because we have kind of a larger community, a larger family unit where an orphan is more or less adopted or taken into yet another family that they belong to. Times have changed, things have changed, with urbanization and all going on. People are now dealing with nuclear families than ever before, and these children are becoming much more vulnerable. Are they better off in orphanages? Will they rather be with let's say relatives in households? What we found out was it looked like a lot of the organizations were looking at orphanages and providing interventions for them, instead of looking at these individuals in the households in which you will find them. A child's parents may not have passed away, therefore he's not categorized an orphan. And in a lot of our policy guidelines, they were looking specifically at orphans. And these children whose parents were both alive, or one may be alive but may be living with HIV/AIDS, were worse off than an orphan. And this is what we will want to pass along. We want to do that with the docudrama, and also for all the information that we've collected. We're hoping that this is the message people will get.